What's up guys, Craig here. Welcome back to another video. On this video, we're going to be talking about why you shouldn't be buying a house in 2021. Last week, we spoke about why you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin in 2021, but this video is going to be even better than that one. So quickly go and smash the like button because I know how much you like my videos. Go on. Have you done it yet? If you do it, I'll give you a little present. Well done. Here you go. A little baby elephant, just to say thank you for hitting that like button. Really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified when all my videos come out in the future. So you're up to date with property, with Bitcoin, and my guests on Coffee with Craig. So in this video, we're going to share why you shouldn't be buying property now in 2021. And people say, Craig, why are you saying that? Because interest rates are at an all-time low. On top of that, the price of property always goes up. And isn't it the American dream? Doesn't everyone want to own a piece of land? Well, stay tuned to find out more. So let's get right into it. When we look at it, 44% of all homeowners regret owning a home. Can you believe that? Well, I'll tell you something else. In 2020, 43% of people that bought homes were millennials. That funny group who love Avo toast and love their coffees, go and buy Vita, Seattle, you name it, Starbucks now. They want to spend money on coffee. They're not too happy about buying properties. So when we look at it, 64% of millennials actually regret buying properties. Why is that the case? Well, they've been through two huge financial crashes. Back in 2008, the financial crash, and in 2020, the whole pandemic that took place. So it's really upset them because it's made their lives very difficult from an affordability point of view to go out and buy properties. On top of that, millennials don't want to get married. Stats show that in 2018, less than 40% of millennials actually lived with either a partner or a spouse. Whereas when you go back in time, in 1967, 80% of people that owned a house lived with their partner. Millennials have the lowest home ownership out of all the generations. So why do they regret it so much? Well, I'm going to cover 4 different areas of what they regret. The first thing that they regret is the maintenance costs. Millennials, they didn't think and plan correctly when they bought their first home. They didn't realize that it's not just the bond that they need to pay, that there's a lot of maintenance that goes into buying a home. There's insurance, there's possibly levies, there's rates and taxes, and things go wrong when you buy a house. Over the years, something's going to go wrong. And 9 times out of 10, as soon as you buy the house, something goes wrong and needs fixing. The cost of maintenance just goes up so quickly. And on top of that, one of the main reasons why millennials actually regret buying a home is that 13% of them say that the price of their bond was too high. They overspent. They got emotionally invested into the home that they wanted to live in. They didn't do their numbers correctly and they overcommitted. Isn't that so true? Isn't that the case when you want to buy a house? You say, I'm going to spend R1 million, but the house of your dreams is just 1.2 million rand. It's just outside of your reach. And then people go and they commit to that and they realize the pain later down the line. The next reason why they regret it is location and area. So often they buy a property and it's either too big or it's too small or it's just in the wrong area because they got so excited with the property, they didn't do their research and they didn't find out, is this where I want to stay long term? Because we know what millennials are like. They like moving around. They need to move. They change jobs. They get tired of living in Sea Point and then they want to live in Rondebosch and then they want to live in Constantia. They just don't stop moving because Seattle just opened up in a new branch in Takai and they must go and move there now. On average, people move home every 13 years. And could you ever think a millennial would stay in one place for 13 years? On top of that, most millennials actually like buying homes online without even seeing the property. So the chances that they're going to stay there for 13 years is very, very small. So Craig, why shouldn't I be buying a property in 2021? Well, this time last year, banks were offering 100% home loans. Right now, they're not that happy to do it because they have very big concerns that huge retrenchments are going to sweep the board in both the private and the public sector. Very concerned that people are going to default on their payments. And if we think about it, right now in auctions, the prices of auctions have dropped so much. Where normally at an auction, you're able to get a property for 95% of the actual value. Right now, it's sitting at 85%. with the views that this could drop below 80%. So the prices of property are coming down. The prices of property are coming down, and I'm sure that you realize the prices of rent have come down. So it's a very good opportunity to either negotiate for lower rent or go and find and move into a new place with lower rent. Great time to move if you're a millennial and you can't sit still. So renting can actually save you money in the long term instead of owning a property. So I'm going to give you 5 things to think about if you were wanting to buy a property in 2021, because it might not be the best idea. The first thing I want you to think about is the opportunity cost. Putting a lot of money into a property means that money's going to sit for a long period of time. Could you potentially go and invest elsewhere and make more money elsewhere? So number 1, opportunity cost. Number 2, you need to make sure you're doing your homework and you're budgeting correctly. Not only do you need to be aware of your bond payments, but you need to take care of your rates and taxes, levies, if there's a levy that needs to be paid, insurance, and any maintenance, because maintenance costs are going to creep in and you need to budget for it correctly. Number 3, if we look at repairs, I like to often go and buy properties from a new development because I know then for the next 10 years, there's not many repairs that need to take place, but repairs and alterations are going to cost a lot of money and it's going to drive you up the wall. Number 4, buying as well as selling is very expensive. Here in South Africa, the opening costs that go with buying a property, bond costs, transfer fees are very expensive when you buy a property. But not only that, if you ever want to sell a property to upgrade to a newer home, it's going to cost you money. There's estate agent fees and there's a whole lot of requirements that need to take place when selling a property. And number 5, for the first couple of years that you own a property, you aren't paying off any of the actual bond because the first couple of years is all interest that you're paying off. There's interest that are going to be paid off for the first 5 to 8 years, and only after that are you going to start actually paying off the bond and getting equity in your house. Like always, thanks for watching, and if you haven't yet, make sure to destroy that like button for the YouTube algorithm. YouTube loves it when you do it because then they'll show this video to more viewers out there and more people can learn about why they should or shouldn't be buying property in 2021. Until then, I'm out of here.